If you're a scare actor, this is something that you should know you should never ever do as a scare actor. What up, creeps? I'm Hill. I'm the owner of Dr. Grimley's Haunted Trail. And there's several things that a scare actor should never do. And in this case, we're going to talk about some things that a scare actor should never say. There's a few phrases in the haunt industry that you should never say as a scare actor. But you've probably been to a haunt, especially if it's a newer local haunt, that has said some of these things that you may not have even paid attention to at the time, not realize they shouldn't be saying them. Haunts can do what they want, but as a general rule, these are some controversial things that scare actors shouldn't say. One of the most obvious is boo. It's so old, it's not scary, it's very amateurish. Other phrases such as fresh meat, that's just so overdone, and it just needs to be done away with. Now, one I want to talk about today, though, while I teach our actors not to say this, I want to get your thoughts. Have you ever heard a scare actor say, "get out"? The thought behind this being very controversial and not being a good phrase for scare actors to say is these guests have paid good money to come to your haunt, and they want to enjoy the experience, and they don't want to be told, "get out." You shouldn't be telling them to get out of the haunt when they just spent all this money to be in there. Now, let's talk about this just a little bit, though. If your haunt is scene-based, where you're going from one scene to another, does it make sense to say, "get out"? Basically, get out of my scene. Because we do want to scare guests forward. We don't want them lollygagging around, staying in the same area. So what would you do if you were in a haunt and someone said, "get out"? Does that tick you off? Do you feel like, oh, this is an amateur haunt? And how about haunt owners? Is there any case where "get out" is acceptable? What if you're just telling them to get out of the scene? Why is "get out" such a bad thing? I still tend to shy away from using it, but are there cases in a haunt where it makes sense? Haunt owners, chime in the comments. Let me know why actors should not say "get out" in your opinion. Or maybe why it's okay, or what scenarios is it okay? Or should they change up the wording? Instead of just saying "get out"? Should they say something different that means the same thing but isn't as controversial? What are your thoughts on scare actors saying "get out"? Let me know in the comments, and we'll scare you real soon at the Carve House, my companion theatrical experience, and Dr. Grimley's Haunted Trail.